Thursday, guys. Thanks for joining. Welcome to another stream, this time back with X-Plane 11. X-Plane 11 is back. And I gotta say, it's a little refreshing for sure. So tonight we have FSEconomy. It's going to be in the TorqueSim SR22. We've already got it set up, started up, primed up, ready to go. I want to get right in the air and start talking about some stuff. Give an update on the VRA Aviation Group. And talk about some FSEconomy stuff. And then also talk about the NVIDIA announcement. And all kinds of stuff. So anyway, appreciate you guys joining. Good evening there, Bruce. How you doing? Need to join up VR Aviation, could be a contributing member to the group. Get the group to the top 5. Yeah, that would be nice. Feel free to join whenever you'd like. Yeah, so today we're in the I gotta say, probably I think it's my favorite plane, an X-plane. It's the TorqueSim SR22. Okay. Take a quick look at what our flight plan is today. We'll go, well, let's talk about what we're going to talk about. So today we're going to talk about the VRA Aviation Group update, stuff about that. We'll talk about this contest that we've got in September for the VRA Aviation Group, where you can win some extra FSEconomy cash. And of course, we're going to talk about the NVIDIA GPU stuff. So let's get to the flight plan right away here. So we got Sky Vector up here. Today we're going from Cape May, KWWD to N85, November 85, which is Alexandria. Come to find out that Alexandria, which is one of my favorite airports to fly into, is not available in Microsoft Flight Simulator, which I find really odd. The one right next to it, if you go in here, where is it? N40. Where's N40? Sky Manor. Yeah, Sky Manor, right here. That's in it. But for some reason, Alexandria is not in there. So that's kind of a bummer, because it's part of our group, and I'm going to send an email to them, ask them to include it. But that's our flight plan. 97 miles, 97 and a half miles, so should be fun. We're not flying with real weather because we've got some pretty stormy areas. There's pretty stormy stuff around here tonight. So we're going to keep the weather a little bit easier, if you will. So that's our plan. We've got flight plan glow up here in the right side, the upper right corner there. Your son's stuck in transport in New Jersey. It was his graduation present for his PhD, so might need to go over and fix the guy's clutch on his way to New Hampshire. Oh yeah, well, hope he gets unstuck. Sorry to hear that. But anyway, so let's get in the air, and then we're gonna chat a bit. So you've got the flight plan go up there in the upper right hand corner, and we've got a non-towered airport here, so you basically can Cape May traffic, 328 Gulf Echo. We're at Gulf Echo today. It's going to be taxiing to runway 01 for departure to the north, Cape May. All right, so we got everything. I'm going to weigh the checklists, get my flight plan up on the screen here, okay? Oops. Come on. Oh, we didn't put our flight plan in. Good thing I checked. All right, so let's go to flight plan. And I want to go, boom. We're going to go down to WWD. I have this one already in the system here. Going to find N95. Here it is, N85. That's our Flight plan, let's look at this again. We're going to choose the Rewick air waypoint, activate that leg, and we should be good to go now. Let's set our altitude while we're sitting right here. We'll fly at, let's do 2,000, let's do 3,000 feet. Keep it low and slow tonight. And we're going to go vertical speed. And we're going to go nav, flight director. And we're not going to go FLC. Did I say FLC? No, I want vertical speed. I haven't used the FLC in this yet, so I'm just going to climb at, we'll climb at 600. And, oh, we got to load up Flight FSEconomy. That's a big part of it. We got 40 gallons of gas, and we got 3 passengers that we're taking up. So let me get that going. I often forget to do that. It's weird going from between simulators. You know, the process in FS 2020 is very different, right? And let's.
Com2 on 121.8.
Okay, there we go. All right, so we got our assignment in, and we're ready to roll. We got plenty of fuel, 40 gallons of fuel. Elaine, how are you doing? Cheers to you too. Glad you could make it. We're going to set our flaps to takeoff position. And we're going to... Oh, we have to release our brake because... There we go. I gotta remember this has the strange steering. This gotta use the brakes to turn it. Not used to that. Although I gotta say that it is very pleasant to be back in the rudder controls in X-Plane 11. It's 8 a.m. Oh, how you doing, man? Good to see you, Paul. How are you? Glad you're able to join from the land down under. That's awesome. So we're going to take off runway 01 here. Cape May traffic 328 Gulf Echo departing runway 01 to the north. We're departing the pattern to the north, Cape May. Alright, we're on 01. Everything's looking cool. Let's rev her up. Let's get the hell out of here. Much easier steering. Alright, we have rotation. Get her up to about 110 knots and then we'll release the flaps. So this is the latest release of X-Plane 11. I guess it's release candidate 3. I just upgraded actually before the stream. Oh, I love this plane too, man. It's awesome. Alright, flaps up. Trim up. And let's get that autopilot on. I haven't used the FLC yet in Nepal, have you? I'm going to start using that. I do have there's a couple things about it that I'm hoping that they kind of fix. The one thing is it's very difficult to hit the prime button with the mouse, or sorry, with the controller. So I have to actually put the mouse on. So I hope they fix that. And also they did fix like the tank switches were kind of rough to change. So they fixed that, which is good. But you recently upgraded your GPU to 20 Very nice. I have a 1080 Ti, and I'm super sampling in 1.8. It's an old Rift. I don't know which. Yeah, why do we get that spam thing here? Let me just go and turn that off. For some reason, everybody gets that. Let me just look here. Widgets. Hold on. I gotta fix this right now. Alright. Cap lock protection. Alright. That should... The only thing that you're gonna get knocked for is a link or nasty words. Let's not try it, but that should be... We should be all set there. FS2020 has bad rudders, or not bad is not the right word. It's for me it's more they're not accurate. They're very twitchy, and the brakes are okay. I'm not too yeah, I don't know why, hopefully that fixed it. But anyway, so there's a couple of little things about this plane, but yeah, I was saying I have a 1080 Ti i7-6700, and I run this at 1.8. But that's for the Rift. Michael, how you doing? Thanks for joining the stream. Appreciate that. Good to see you again there. All right, we're climbing through 2300. Let's take a look outside here. What a gorgeous plane. This is one of those carbon liveries that you can get on, I think it's X-Dot plane. I can't remember the site, but just search TorqueSim SR22 carbon livery and you'll find them. There's like about 10 of them. It's pretty nice looking. Yeah, the approaches are fine. The approaches are good. They do work well. But have you used the FLC for flight level changes? Oh, you have a Rift also. Okay. Yeah, so I'm actually running 1.8 super sampling. You could really 1.7 would probably be fine, but in any event, let's get to altitude here, which we are at altitude. Everything looking peachy keen. Let's get our mixture back a little bit. We got an hour or two at destination, so we got plenty of time to chat here. Let's get her down to 16.5 gallons per hour. That should be good. And let's switch over to that left tank. Turn the boost off. And we're good to go. Alright guys, so let's talk about the FSEconomy group, guys. Let me just get you guys here so you can see it. Hey, Mouse, in your house. Good to see you again. Thanks for joining. Ty, how you doing? How am I liking VR? I love VR. I've been flying and explaining VR for about 4 years, man. It's very difficult to go back to 2D. Flying in FS2020 was very difficult to go back. But it was refreshing to come back into X-Plane 11 in VR. I gotta admit, like after 2 weeks, I got used to landing in 2D again, although it was very difficult. But the trick is you have to come in at a higher altitude when you're in VR, you can come in at lower altitudes because you've got depth of field and you get a better sense of where you are in the world. You know, that said, there's nothing like, oh, dude, there's no debate. I'm telling you right now, once you go VR, you'll never go back to 2D unless unless something like FS2020 comes out and you want to try it because everyone else is saying how great it is, and it's only in 2D. That's the only time you're going to go back to 2D. Yeah, it does. It supports all the hotspots. It's very good. Cooper did a great job. I've known him, well, not known him, but I've had discussions with him for quite some time when they did the Mooney. I tested that out a lot for them. And this is their, to me, it's the best plane that those guys have done. Can I convince you in a quick sentence why should you go to VR? Because you will never ever replicate what it's like to take off and land, especially land in 2D. Because when you're in VR, it's like you're in a real plane. So you get a sense because you have 3D, you get an absolute real world sense for where the ground is and where you are in space. Okay? In 2D, you don't really get that sense. Your brain tries to pretend it gets that sense, but you don't have to do that in VR. Okay? In VR, when you land, it's like you're landing in the real world. That's number one. Number two, you can use this touch controller, okay, to manipulate everything.
Not paused.
What? Sorry, she was just talking to me. You can use the touch controller to manipulate everything. And that makes it much more real. So I would tell you that it's the best. Most people go on the VR Aviation group page on Facebook. Got 2,500 people on there. And pretty much all of them will tell you that once you start flying in VR, yeah, that's the problem. The price is it's not cheap. But it's getting cheaper, Anyway, so let's get to it. So, VR Aviation Group update. Let's talk about that. So we've got, let me just get to here. All right, we're going to go to, let's pull this up here. You guys can see my screen. So first we're going to talk about, I'm going to go back to previous month because now this is August. So August on the FBO side, we did pretty well at FBO. We got great amount of crew fees. A lot of this came in the last couple of weeks when FSEconomy was, when FS2020 was released. A lot of this came in those last couple of weeks, But we did very well overall with 164K profit in FBO operations at all of our, I think it's about 20 or 21 different FBOs. So that's pretty good. Okay. We did buy a bunch of fuel, and I'm not sure what the hell else we bought, a plane or something, I can't remember. So we had a negative month, but if you look at this month, we're already doing really well. We've got 33,000. It's only third day of September. We got 33,000 in FBO operations already. We're stocked up on supplies in all our FBOs for like 100 days, so we're good for the next 3 months. So we're gonna have I'm not gonna be buying any of that. Should have a nice profitable month in September. So we've already had 194 flights in September. Are you kidding me? 109. It's only September 3rd. We've had 194 flights. That's the uptick. We've got, I think we had about 16 new members that are just flying their butts off, which is great. And we appreciate all the hard work. Right? So that's the FBO. Let's take a look at the monthly statement. Go back to previous month. So this is assignments, 1.4 almost 1.5 million in assignment income. Okay. And pilot fees we paid out 60%. ground fees, all that stuff, but we ended up netting a $312,000 gain on our assignments. Aircraft operations, rental income, etc. We made 33. We did buy a couple of aircraft. Okay, we sold one and bought. We sold one. I sold the Mooney, and we bought a Baron for 500. Okay, so we lost a little bit of money there, but people are flying that, which is great. So we had a bit of a loss because of that purchase of the airplane, mainly. But if you look at the current month, we've already made $69,000 in profit on assignments, $7,600, and again, it's the third day of the month, right? $7,600 in operations. I bought another airplane. Can't remember which one I bought, but I bought another airplane for the group. So we've got a little bit to make up to pay for that airplane, but overall, that's really an asset. So I don't know why it's on the income statement. It really shouldn't be, because it doesn't have the asset here. But income statement, it's more like this stuff here, which is very good. So the company's doing great as far as money. We've got this up here. This is actually my personal money, but VR Aviation, you got about $1 million in cash, which is awesome. That's plenty of money. I like to try to keep it around $800,000 before we start buying anything. And I think the plan here is to try to find a 3-lot property somewhere in the Northeast where we can make a triangle hub for our network. So that's where we are with the group. Now we've got a contest going in September. So if you're a member of the VR Aviation Group, the pilot with the most flights.
Transponder 1200.
The pilot with the most flights for the month that maintains a 20% profit margin or better. Let me show you we have on our site, we have reports. If you go to reports on the website, it's going to bring this up here. So the pilot with the most flights that maintains a 20% profit margin or higher, okay, will win 50,000 virtual dollars, FSEconomy dollars, right? And so you've got Paramox. It's got 26 flights, 17% margin. So, but I'm sure he'll get up to 20. Crackerjack, 37 flights, 25% margin. Okay, Skidmark, 14 flights, 24% margin. So we've already got a boatload of flights going on here. So just a little incentive for the pilots to make a little extra cash. And remember, they're making, when you fly for our airline, you get 60% pilot's fee.
Autopilot requires the Pro version.
Turn you off. This is plane command. Hold on, let me turn plane command off. Anyway, so that's the contest that we have for the month, which is cool. I hope you guys enjoy that. And the other thing was we made where the hell is it? Let me pull it up here. Give me a second here. All right, so our group made the new issue of the FSE Reporter. So if you scroll down here, first of all, look at this, 2,729 new pilots in August. Last month, I think there were like 220. That's unbelievable. It's all FS 2020, all those new pilots. But if you go to the reports page, which is right here, okay, you can see VR Aviation was number 9 in in active pilots. We have 18 active pilots. That means 18 pilots flew at least one time, right? But judging from the number of operations that we had already, almost 200. By the way, if you guys hear drums in the background, pardon me, that's my wife practicing. Her practice time is right around the time when I stream, so she'll probably be playing for a little bit longer. Anyway, so very good that we made this. We've been on this list before a long time ago when our group was really going hot and heavy, but this is excellent. One really cool thing about this, and I think I pointed out this out when I did the AMA on FSEconomy, is this is really where you want to look at to see like the more profitable planes, right? So aircraft, top aircraft by flights, that's going to tell you like the Caravan, the King Air, not the Cessna, because people just fly that because it's the first time flying. Scratch that one out. But every one of these are the planes you want to fly to make the most money. They're generally going to be the more profitable planes, okay? The PC-12 is another one that's not here, but the PC-12 is another very profitable plane. So if you want to figure out, oh, which plane should I buy to make a profit, this is where you want to look, right? My recommendations are PC-12, Ti SC2, the Baron, the TBM 930, okay? Caravan, if you want to go a little slower, like 13 people. Those are all really good planes. If you want to carry larger, 19 passengers, the 1900D, I think it's 19 passengers. So if you're ever wondering, this is where you want to look. Now, you don't want, obviously, the Cub Crafters X Cub. That's, 2 people, so that's definitely not one that you want. Or the Skyhawk. But everything else on here is a solid pick, all right? Anyway, we'll have an advertisement in the next version, actually the next 6 versions of this reporter, and we're getting, we continue to get more and more people, so it's awesome. Let's see, Bruce asks, do you get more tired in VR versus 2D? No, I don't think so. I think actually it's more exciting. Because you're more focused, because when you get in the plane and you're looking around, all of a sudden your brain thinks you're in a real plane, But yeah, no, there's really, I don't think there's really much difference. But anyway, so that's what we got as far as the FSEconomy group. Again, guys, thanks for all you guys who fly for the group. Thanks so much for all the hard work and all the effort. I know you guys enjoy it. It's not like it's hard work, but hopefully that contest will give you guys a little bit of reward. So the one question I'm getting asked a lot is, which do you prefer, FSEconomy or on air? Because as you guys probably know, I did an on air stream the other night. Okay. Can't wait for FSC Game World. Oh yeah, they're really backlogged. But yeah, you're gonna dig it. It's not as slick as on air, but it also, I don't know, it's got its value points too. My answer to that question is, which do you prefer? Is right now it's FSE, because I've known FSE for 4 years. I know it pretty well. Even I'm not an expert, but I know it pretty well. So I would prefer, because I'm most comfortable. On air, I've only done like 3 or 4 flights. I do like it a lot. I think it's awesome. I think so far I like it. I'm starting to see a few warts here and there. But the good news is that they've got a development team, and they're trying to fix it. They're trying to improve it, which is great, because that's what you want. It's not that expensive. Like I said, I think it ends up being like around $40 some odd a year if you go for the 12-month package, which it really isn't that bad, But I'm gonna, right now I'm gonna be playing both, and I don't see that changing, because I've got a lot of time invested in FSE, and I do like the slickness of on air. So. And a lot of people are into on air, so for me as a content creator, people want to see it, so I'm going to be playing it more. That's not the only reason, but it's just more interesting. So, or it's just very interesting. I shouldn't say more, very interesting. But so back to the VR thing, because Ty had asked about VR. So the other thing that makes a huge difference is, yeah, she's a drummer. She's actually pretty good. She's been playing for a little over, just about 2 years now. Well, maybe, yeah, coming up on 2 years, and she practices every night. And she loves it. She always wanted to play her whole life, and 2 Christmases ago, I got her drum lessons and bought her a small kit, and she loves it, which is great. So anyway, you guys get to hear a little drum music in the background. But yeah, so the other thing about VR is all that beautiful scenery that you see in FS 2020. If they do it right, when you put a VR headset on and look at that, and then you add the three-dimensional elements to it, like you see those buildings in 3D and the terrain in 3D, it's gonna blow your. If they do it right, it will blow your. It's gonna blow your mind. Now you're gonna need a pretty hefty computer to do that. Depending on your headset, you know, if you get a high-end headset, you're gonna need a lot of GPU and CPU power. But I'm imagining that it's going to be pretty astounding. If it's not astounding, it'll expose the way that they did their graphics. But I can't imagine that they didn't do it, you know, with that in mind, because I know well into the development cycle, or early, I should say, into the development cycle, they were getting asked about VR, and I think they announced VR support like couple months before they released. So, and they're going to be doing it in the fall, so that should be cool. But anyway, so let's just check our flight status here. We are 32 miles from our waypoint. We got another 47 to the destination. Yeah, this is an awesome plane. What I love is you go to engine here. Sometimes I have to press this button to get the engine panel back. I don't know what that's all about. But if you go to engine here, you can look at your fuel. Oh, sorry about that. You can look at your fuel calculations. Use 6.4 gallons. We got 28 gallons remaining. We got an hour and 48 minutes of flight time, 300 miles, so we know we're gonna have no problem. Okay. Running at 2,500 RPM. You can actually do assist here, and you can actually adjust this to, I think it's minus 20 or minus 25 is where you want to be, minus 30 around there. So that's probably actually a little bit better right there. So that way you get optimal fuel economy. So right now we're getting 14, but I actually don't mind going a little faster because we got plenty of juice. That's the one thing that's kind of cool about on air compared to FSE. Like you get points for, you know, managing your fuel better. You get points for that kind of thing, you know. So you get points for like if you don't have your flaps on when you take off, you get a little bit of deduction, you know, stuff like that. Kind of makes it, you know, makes you more aware of the things you have to do, you know. Check out the window here. You can see nice and smooth frame consistency from X-Plane, which is just what you want in VR. A little bit of stuttering there, but this plane has a lot to it, so I kind of expect that. All right, so let's talk about NVIDIA. So a couple days ago, 2 days ago, yesterday, can't remember, NVIDIA announced their new amazing GPUs, the 3070 and 3080, and also the 3090. I don't have the 3090 on this chart, but it's somewhere like up here. It's $1,400. It's actually somewhere up here, $1,400 or $1,500. So it'd be like up here. But I mean, look at this, man. Hey, it's Ninjada? Thanks for joining the stream, appreciate it. Look at this though. I mean, you've got 3070 at $500, okay, on par with a 28, basically a little bit faster than a 2080 Ti. Okay. 3080 at $700, which is 2 times faster than the 2080. All right, that's amazing. So before this announcement, the 2080 Ti was selling for around $1,200. This instantly devalued the 2080 Ti. But the thing about this too is like the ray tracing capabilities and the memory speed and all that. You really should, if you're interested in all that geeky gobbledygook, I highly recommend watching the NVIDIA event. You can find it on YouTube, and they go through all of the new architecture in Ampere. Is it Ampere? I think it's called the new architecture. It's just astounding, and they were able to improve all of that and reducing the cost of their flagship card. Now you know they're going to have a Ti that's probably going to come up like around $1,000. That'll be like around here, probably, right? So kudos, really, and I'm not the only one. Everyone is saying kudos to NVIDIA for a pretty major leap. And I think it was Linus Tech Talk he was talking about, like, they haven't seen this type of technological leap in GPUs since like 2004. So they must have hit on something. Chip design had something to do with the Samsung. They switched to Samsung chip design, and they've got more. They squeeze more computations at a less power, and there's a lot to it, Anyway, but it's just astounding, And I'm. For me, I'm on. Yeah, I know what you're saying. You feel bad for anyone who purchased a 2080 Ti. Well, here's the thing. I mean, not to. Oh, Adam, I'm sorry, I missed your question. Do I get motion sickness? I don't get motion sickness in VR. In airplanes. In fast-moving cars, I get a little bit. So yeah, it can happen if you're moving in a fast-moving game. But back to, I'm sorry, I missed that question, but back to, well, no, actually, September 17th, the 380 and the 380 and the 390 are shipping September 17th. Or is it pre-orders? I can't remember. Maybe it's pre-orders. No, I think they're shipping. Hold on, let me look that up. Give me a second here. I don't want to get that right. Ship date, 30 ship date. September 17th, they're going to start shipping. Okay. So September 17th, they're going to ship, I'll show you right here, September 17th. Okay. So September 17th, they're going to be shipping the 3080 and I believe the 3090. The 3070 starts shipping in October. I think it's like mid-October, somewhere around there. But, I mean, yeah, you feel bad for people, but here's the thing, like, the rumors about the 3000 series have been out for like, 3 or 4 months now. So, I mean, if you bought a 2080 Ti in the last 2 months, you had to be saying, either you're like, we're missing what's going on in the world, or you didn't care, and you just wanted to, upgrade, right? But anyway, so now for me, people are asking what I'm going to do. My problem right now is I'm CPU bound because I've got a i7 6700 4-core chip. Hold on a second. Yeah, 4-core chip. So that's the problem I have to solve first. I have to solve that problem first. So I'm going to go to like a i9 1070, I think is what I'm going to go to. 10700K. And replace my motherboard, add memory, or I should say upgrade the memory to a little faster memory. But then I'm going to stick with the 1080 Ti, because, in a lot of cases in X-Plane, I mean, if I look at X-Plane right now, I'm looking at performance right now, my GPU is only running at 32%. Okay. I don't know if I can show this to you. that's not what I wanted. Hold on. Well, just trust me when I tell you. My CPU is running at 77%, 78%. And my GPU is running at 32%. I'm running X-Plane 11 high, in the middle on objects, in second notch on anti-aliasing, and in Vulkan. And I got a 34% utilization on the GPU. So my problem is CPU, right? So what I'm waiting to see is, oh, I want to get rid of this. I don't know why I put that up there. Sorry about that, guys. Hold on. So what my experiment's going to be upgrade the CPU, and I think that's going to affect FS 2020 and pretty much everything that I play too. Stay with the 1080 Ti, see how that is, and then, then the GPU probably will become the bottleneck, right? So, because I want to try to bring the settings higher and all that. So, yeah. So basically, that's the plan. All right, guys, we are getting close here to our destination, as you can see. And let me get back in the plane here. I'm going to bring her down to 2,000 feet. Where are we? Vertical speed. Oh, no, vertical speed. And we'll go down 700 feet per minute. So that's my feeling about GPU, CPU. Get the new CPU, see how the new, like I said, GPU is running at 33%, 34%, 1080 Ti. Now, if I crank up the objects, and really can't go much higher on, I'm going high on I can go up 2 notches, I guess, on the textures, or 1 notch on the textures. I agree with you, Elaine. Any flight simulator CPU is a major factor, because there's so many. There's so much computation, right? There's drawing, and then there's computation, and the CPU is usually a major issue, yeah. Yeah, yeah, you would think it would be, now I heard that they used some of the, I heard that they used some of the code from FSX. Alexandria traffic, Diamond 32, Cirrus 328 Tango Delta. I forget which runway we're going to be landing on, but we'll be there shortly. All right, where's my airport? Right over there. So I'm going to going off autopilot here. And we're going to go left base into the runway here. We're almost there. Slowing the plane down. Slowing that plane down. This seat right here, landing in VR, you can't beat it. It's just incredible. You move your head around, and your peripheral vision actually comes into play, even though it's a smaller field of view, but you can use your peripheral vision and you get a sense for 1 notch of flaps. You get a sense for where you are in relative to the ground, your actual altitude. You don't get that in 2D. We're going to 124, 123. Coming in a little hot, so we're just going to bring our trim up, and we'll get that next notch of flaps. 97, we should be good here. 95, 94. All right, little speedy. This plane, you just want to Flare, let the energy bleed out. Let her come down. There you go. Wear out the brakes. We had enough runway. Alright, we'll have to go on the dirt here. Uh-oh. Come on. Oh, no, 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 no. In the garage. In the garage. Yeah, that was unfortunate. Alright, we'll go over here. Kind of a mess of taxiing. One thing you notice about an X-plane is an NE5. There's this lady there in a bikini. It's kind of strange. Get out and go say hello to her. Alright, so we're here. We've arrived, safe and sound. Let's get our parking brake on. And that should trigger FSEconomy, so we'll end our flight. We'll end our flight. Okay. FSEconomy is not ending its flight for some reason. Okay. Give me a second here, guys. I got a problem with FSEconomy, so if I go... I don't know why this isn't working. Alright, there we go. Alright, finish flight. Alright, good. Let's see what we made here. I don't think it was a spectacular flight here, but... Oh, actually we didn't... Yeah, you know why we didn't make anything? Because there's a distance bonus, so we got to fly back to recoup that. So we'll probably end up making about $1,000 for the group, this two-way flight. So anyway. Being out now, lots more room to grow. Get it going on DX12, DirectX 12, yeah. Wish the ground feel was better. Yeah, I agree with you. I'm not wild about the ground feel could be a little bit better in the plane. The ground handling is very difficult. They can make that a little easier. Doesn't have to be so difficult in a simulator, you know, because it's not, to me, like steering on the ground when you're taxiing. Yeah, okay, it's part of the immersion, but it's not as important as the in-air aerodynamics and stuff, you know. Just my thought. So, all right, we can get rid of our flight plan go. We don't need that anymore. And let's shut the plane down here. Do the right thing. So let's get you guys over here. And we're going to go pitot heat off, get all our lights off. Now this is the other problem I'm having since this update. Every once in a while your laser pointer goes away. You got to hit the trigger. Nav lights off. You can turn the avionics off. And we're going to go mixture. We're going to flaps up, clean the flaps up. We're going to go mixture off. And we're going to go boom. Oops. Come on. Alternate offs. Batteries off. And we'll go to turn the key. Let's select a window here. Keys off. All right. And then let's go outside the plane. There she is. What a beauty. Love this plane. Always been one of my favorites. And see, there's that lady over there standing next to the Mercedes. Kind of weird. I guess the person who developed this this 3D airport for X-Plane wanted to add a little bit of a spice to it. So anyway, guys, that's going to do it for me. I really appreciate you guys joining. If you guys wouldn't mind if you could hit the like button, I'd appreciate it. I'm sure you guys have all subscribed already, so thanks for hitting the subscribe. And we're going to say goodnight. All right, so we'll be back probably Saturday morning with the next stream. And have a great evening, guys. Take care.